All right, good morning, class, or afternoon if you're waiting until the afternoon. Thanks for watching this video, and we're just going to do a quick review of some of the properties of exponents that we've learned over the last 2 days. So there's been 5 properties that we've learned over the last few days. The first one that we learned was the product of powers property. That means that if you have a to the power of m times a to the power of n, and you're multiplying them, what we're going to do is just add up the exponents. So it'd be equal to a to the power of m plus n. That's the product of powers property, so that's my number 1. My second one that we learned about is called power of a power property. So that's if I have a to the power of m to the power of n, then what we're going to have is a to the power of m times n. So if it's a power to a power, we multiply the exponents. Third one that we learned, it's called a power of a product property. So if I have the product a times b, and I have the whole thing to the power of m, that means that it's a to the power of m times b to the power of m. So that's what we learned on Monday. Yesterday, we got into some quotient properties. So yesterday, the first one we learned was the quotient of powers property. With that one, if I'm dividing two powers, so like a of m divided by a of n, then what do? We subtract the exponent, so it'd be a of m minus n. So that's the quotient of powers property. So if you're dividing two powers, you subtract the exponents. And number 5, that's the last one that we learned about yesterday, is called a power of quotients property. Similar to the number 2, which is number 3, which is a power of products, we're just going to distribute our exponent. So if I have a divided by b, that's the same thing as saying a to the power of m over b to the power of m. Again, do feel free to pause this whenever you want to if you wanted to look at anything more closely. These are the 5 properties that we learned about over the last 2 days. Okay, I'm just going to go through a few examples real quick. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so let's go through an example here of some of these rules here. So for our first rule, which is the, so let's just go through some examples here real quick. So number 1, let's say that I have x to the power of 4 times x to the power of 2. In order to combine the two, since I'm multiplying, they have the same base. You're just going to add up the exponents. So it'd be x to the power of 4 plus 2, which is equal to x to the power of 6. Number 2. So if I have a power to a power. So let's say that I have 2 to the power of 7, all of that to the power of 3. Again, what we're going to do, if I have a power to a power, like I'm showing right here, then we're going to go 2 to the power of 7 times 3, which is equal to 2 to the power of 21. Let's say that I have another one that I might have would be if I had 3x to the power of 3. Well, 3x, that's a 3 times x. So applying my power of a product rule, I'd have 3 to the power of 3 times x to the power of 3, which is the same thing as saying 27x cubed. For, let's say that I have 2 to the power of 11 divided by 2 to the power of 6. Then all I'm going to be doing is subtracting the exponents. So 2 to the power of 11 minus 6. So 2 to the power of 5. So then for this one, let's say that I had, let's go with 3 halves to the power of 4. So that would be that it's 3 to the power of 4 divided by 2 to the power of 4. I believe that that would come out to be 81 over 16. 81/16. So that's just a quick example of how all the rules work individually. Let's take a look at if we put them all together into one bigger problem. So here's one bigger problem that we could do. Let's say that I had 2f squared g cubed divided by 3f g, and all of that was to the power of, excuse me,